Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the first of the micro workshops to do with lino. Throughout the workshops I'll be working on this, which is the old-fashioned jute lino, originally designed for kitchen flooring. It also comes in dark brown, but I like it because the ingredients are all natural based. It's actually completely inert for humans and the environment, which is great. Now you can, with lino, work with these wonderful array of lino cutting tools. But we're not going to do that because that's a bit boring to start with. It puts people off lino, it gets a bit tight, it gets a bit rigid. So we're going to work with this instead, which is far more fun. We're going to be doing some testers just to show you the range of things you can achieve with lino beyond standard lino cutting tools. I've got some scraps here, some have a few drawings on just because it is literally scraps of lino. They will do for what we're doing. I'm just going to delve straight in. I'm actually going to start with the biggest one. Again, cheese grater, nutmeg grater, self-explanatory, and grating the lino. That's the big side. I'm now switching to the sort of the little more nutmeggy side. And just make sure you keep all your bits separate from your ink, the bits that fall off the lino, because they'll make your ink all mucky. So just going to put that to one side. That's been grated. I'm going to now do dots. Again, it's a return of the dressmaking tool. We're also going to use etching needle. We could use a sharp needle if you're able to hold it, and scratch the line. Now it's difficult to go backwards. It resists you, but it's good to make nice lines down. And because I can't find the hammer I like, I'm using a nice stone. I've got 3 variants of nail here. Going for the biggest first of all. And you can see I'm not precious about lino. It's kitchen floor. And then the tiny little one. Brilliant. Again, just to get rid of any bits. That's that. I should put those in there. You might get them in shot. Next, we're going to use the metal rasp. It's got a curved edge and a straight edge. If you have you can use a clamp for this. I'm not going to, because I feel confident enough to hold my lino. Please do, if you feel the need to. You know, you can use the edge, you can use the curve, the curved bit. You can also kind of flex your lino a bit to get the edges. Okay, I'm going to just dust that off shot. And lastly, got a Dremel. Now Dremel, you can see here, let's move those down. This is quite a well used one by me. You can get different types. Basically it's a tool that has attachments. These attachments are sanders, pointers, jewellers use it a lot, and other professionals for fine work. It is absolutely brilliant for mark making in lino. I'm just literally going to clamber on my plan chest to turn the Dremel on. And at the moment I've got if you can kind of see it, a very fine pointed needle. It makes line work. So I'm just going to go with this. This is noisy. Now the Dremel creates a lot of dust. I'm just going to change the head whilst I'm talking. So please work in a well ventilated area, which I'm doing, or wear a mask, or both. Although the lino obviously is a natural product in many ways, you're still breathing in pine resin and other such materials, which you probably don't want to be doing. You see, it really is very easy to work with. This is a slightly bigger sort of line tool, I would describe it as. We're going to go with it again. And it also creates a lot of dust. So just make sure you keep all that off your lino and away from your ink, because it'll clog up your ink. Lastly, I think I've got an extra piece of lino in here somewhere. I miscounted my scraps of lino. Let's see. You'll see into the hidden plan chest, into the depths of what goes on in my life. Aha! What do we have here? There we go, I'm going to actually roll with this one. Pair of scissors, and just cutting a scrap off. Brilliant. Right, now going to change the head into my two sanding ones. It's almost like a very mini chimney sweep made out of wire wool. So let's go with that. And the sanding ones create a huge amount of dust, so please make sure you are catering for that scenario. You might have seen or heard, if you are interested in lino, about caustic soda etching in lino. It creates some beautiful effects, some very painterly effects. So I'm just getting this one out, it's got a bit stuck, it won't take long. There we go. Some painterly effects in lino, which is beautiful, obviously. But caustic soda is incredibly bad for the environment, and I know electricity, we're still working on sustainable alternatives, but caustic soda will create a nice, very harmful layer to your previously biodegradable lino. So I'm very reluctant to use it, because otherwise this lino is pretty inert. Add a layer of caustic soda on and it's not. This is now a cylindrical sanding, very coarse sander. Great. So we're going to move that out of shot. I'm going to sweep all that into one bit on my plan chest, and I'm just going to give my actual area I'm going to be inking a wipe down to get rid of that real fine lino. Now I'm printing by hand. The reason being is because a lot of the very fine marks on lino, which you've just made, all these wonderful, very detailed marks, will fill in and get squashed under a press. So I'm just going to ink these up. We're going to do the least sandiest first, the ones with the least risk of clogging up your ink with microscopic sand. That was the metal rasp. Again, working with oil-based relief ink from Intaglio Printmaker. I think it's absolutely brilliant, does a great job. And you can see I'm building up the layers thinly. I'm not whacking on a load of really thick ink to start with, because that would fill in these very fine marks. But if you just build up the layers thinly, you can work with it. We're back to the spots now here. If you do print them under a press, and you know I do, keep with a really thin layer of ink and set the pressure on the press tight but not see squashing it, but a thin layer of ink. And what I'll do after this workshop, I'll ink these up again and put them under the press, and then we'll do a sort of quick comparison video for you. And then finally, this is the, they look like worm casts, the Dremel, and its little sort of pointy tools. Just getting a bit more ink on my roll up surface here. So again, I'm building up the layers. Those, you know, don't over ink your surface. I'm not inking up the whole liner surface, it's not necessary. I'm trying to keep this video as short and succinct as I can, which is always difficult with me. That is the two sanding attachments for the Dremel. This was the wire whirl, sort of chimney sweep, and the other one was the cylindrical one. Again, I'll ink these up and put them under the press, and you can see the difference when hand printing and not. Right. I'm going to quickly hand print these, and then you can have a look. I'm printing on Japanese paper with a printing barren I made to fit my hand. You can use the back of a wooden spoon. Japanese paper from the Origami factory. It stocks internationally. It's nice and thin, so you don't need to apply great big amounts of pressure. It's also incredibly strong. So when I print like 30 colours on a piece of lino, the paper is still just about, but still standing strong. And you can see your lino through. I'm just going to have a peek. That's that one, and we're just going to stick this one on the same piece. Waste not, want not. And I will go into the techniques of hand printing and registration and all of those rather tedious things to do with lino. You know, you kind of have to cover them, I suppose. But I'm not doing that now because that might put you off. Lino is fun, it's explorative. Don't worry about that now. That's that. That's that. Then we'll do these two. And you can see already the marks coming out. You can look at those whilst I'm just printing these. I will do as I say, I'll print them under the press as well, so you can see how richer the black will be. And the first layer of hand printing is always, unless you use a really thick layer of ink, is always going to be slightly mottled. I use very thin layers, more like litho layers of ink, really, really thin layers of ink when printing lino. That's because I build up my colours. But then at times I also use a really thick layer of ink to add contrast. So I say I'm working with very thin layers of ink because I want these beautiful marks to be kept. I don't want them to disappear in a depth of inkiness. And I'll put this one on the same one. That's the dressmaking tools, the nails. The range with the lino is phenomenal. And all these marks can be integrated with classic traditional cutting marks and tools. It's just about showcasing lino does not have to be so tight. You don't have to pre-draw your lino with your rabbit or whatever you're cutting out. You know, just get a nail out and hit it. Tear it, scrunch it. It doesn't matter. So that's that. Put that one there. And last but not least, if I just move this one along, is the beautiful cloudy effects almost. Now one like this will work better under the printing press because you will get those nuances of all the midtones. And that's why after this video I will do that and then upload another video comparing the two. But if you don't have a printing press, you know, you can hand print these things. You might have an experiment on how much black ink you want to put on. As I say, I work with very thin layers. You might be able to get away with putting a bit more on whilst keeping your mark making. It's about having a play and an experiment. And I'm not saying I am right or I am wrong, I'm just saying, you know, have a play. Beautiful, these are really beautiful. There we go. I'll leave the camera on that for a few seconds. And what I'll do, as I say, I'll print those onto the press and we'll upload a comparison video. But you can see lino doesn't have to be tight. Have fun with it, have a play, see what you can do. I hope that's all inspired you to start, and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much.